Lay-in. Spartans led 46-17 at the break in the second half.
They have no chance. Remount your mental apparatus. American Peggy Liddick leads them.
When the doors are open, every day I have trained those girls to run through when you see an opportunity, and that's what they did. So.
Alana Slater and her Aussie mates finished ahead of the United States at the last World Championships. That was a major deal.
To go out in team finals and beat US was quite a big thing. We were very thrilled and ecstatic. I think the US has also gone, oh, Australia beat us, we better get working a little bit more.
Shocked, the Americans accept the challenge, the rivalry, and the big picture.
I don't know if we're solely concentrating on Australia. I think it's, you know, all the general countries. I mean, we want to prove that USA is the best, so I think that's the ultimate goal.
Hopefully we'll beat USA again, but I don't know, anything can happen.
NBC Sports welcomes you to the Bayfront Arena in St. Petersburg, Florida for the Aussie Haircare Gymnastics Invitational. It's a qualifier in the Visa American Cup Series to send some of the best gymnasts in the world to the American Cup in late February. Let's start things off right away with this rivalry from Australia, Alana Slater. She's the leader of the contingent here for the women. What sets her apart, LP Schlegel?
Well, I'll tell you what she does very well is she's a very consistent athlete. She's one of the top guns for this Australian team. She's come here to win this event.
Tim Daggett?
Every time I see this kid over the last year, she just visibly, dramatically looks better and better. Good start.
First of 2 vaults, the men have 6 rotations, the women have 4. It's all part of the next 2 hours of competition here on NBC.
Now this vault, she's doing a handspring pike front with a half turn.
The women have to perform 2 different vaults. This one is only valued out of a 9.6.
Lay it out, no matter what, Alana. You got absolutely nothing to lose, okay?
Nothing to lose, but I got to talk to Peggy earlier and found out that she was hoping to do this second vault in the laid-out position, and
tough for her.
Yeah, you see her arching her shoulders back like that. This isn't going to be easy for her. I haven't seen her really have enough power to get this thing around yet.
Good girl, all right.
Same vault.
Yeah.
Now, what just happened there?
Well,
She performed the same vault as her first, and unfortunately that's going to be a major deduction because in this competition you have to clearly do 2 different vaults.
Well, yeah, that's a bit of a press.
Definitely more open than the pike.
It was, and what Peggy's talking about there, this could be a bad thing right now. If her body, if the judges don't call this laid out or stretched, you see that bend in her hips right there. If they call that pike, it should be called the same vault, and that means it should be a 1-point deduction.
1 full point off the score.
And it definitely is not. I don't know.
They didn't take the deduction.
I don't quite get how they get that score.
So an apparent break for the Australians. Now we go to the men. They're on the second rotation. They've already competed on the floor, and it was a low 8.9 for John Roethlisberger, who's looking for his 3rd chance at the Olympic Games. He's come all the way back now, 2 years removed from major knee reconstructive surgery.
And he is one tough character, a warrior out on the gymnastics floor. As you mentioned, 8.9, not a great start for John, but what he does so well is he will fight, claw, scrape until the bitter end.
2 American men here today. John McCready. The top American male from the first 2 events will advance to the American Cup. That's to allow Blaine Wilson an assured spot in late February. The best American today would have to beat Jay Thornton's score from the first event in Las Vegas.
Just the dismount here. Well, just exactly what you'd expect from John Roethlisberger.
Now, in his head, he's battling back from a rough episode on the floor, so that's a major step for him today.
You know, I tell you, though, he's such a fighter, but he goes from start to finish. He's not worried about what's happening halfway through. He just wants to know at the end that he's going to end up on top.
Well, he's from Minnesota, the Golden Gopher, who dug himself a little bit of a hole, but he's climbed out of it and gets a 9.537 on the pommel horse. Now, the American team on the women's side is devastated by injury. That's why Tasha Schweikert is competing again. She had a chance in Las Vegas. Elise Ray, if you had to pick one American female gymnast to do a routine today to try and win you a medal, she'd probably be it, right, guys?
She's the one.
Absolutely correct. This probably not her strongest apparatus.
Body position was great. Feel that same block layout. 1.5. All right. Good job. Good job. Stay with that.
But she is improving greatly on this event. Kelly says that's the one thing that stands in her way is trying to get 2 top valued vaults. This vault is only out of a 9.6. Her second vault should be a 9.8 vault.
That's Coach Kelly Hill.
Of course, former coach of Olympic great Dominique Dawes.
Come on, baby.
So we're going to see a second vault, different vault. She'll do the same one we just saw, but with an extra full twist.
Another big step.
Another big step. It was a blind landing, very tough
A
to
little
land.
soft on the board. Did you feel it?
Yeah.
All right. You made it to your first event. Now we can concentrate. Okay? First vault was really nice.
We'll be
That
getting
one was
Elise
a
Ray's
little
marks
soft.
in a moment. Al Trautwig along with Tim Daggett and Elfie Schlegel. And guys, you know, if Elise Ray was an IPO a year ago, her stock in the first day of trading would have spiked up huge. Since then, a slow and steady rise, and it would take another good hit if she could pull this off. Why is this so important to her, Tim?
Well, if you look at the true big names in gymnastics, American gymnastics, the stars, they have all come to the American Cup, and they've all won. This is a huge opportunity for her to become a leader.
Americans like Tim Daggett in the American Cup. Now, Elfie, every nation that's ever hosted the Olympics puts a little extra oomph into their program so they can show off. Where does this fit in for Alana Slater and what the Aussies are trying to do here?
Well, Alana Slater, make no mistake, she's here to win. She would like to qualify to the finals at the American Cup. In fact, to win the American Cup would be more important to her than to win her own national championship. She feels that that would do so much more for her reputation than to be at home competing at her own national championships.
So Alana Slater gets the major break. They don't deduct for her repeating on the second vault. Elise Ray gets a 9.387 and leads Alana Slater and the Australians by a little more than a tenth. We're just getting started in St. Petersburg.
NBC's Sports World is brought to you by
Petersburg. The top 3 international gymnasts advance to February 26th American Cup live here on NBC. The highest American woman also goes. Plus, the highest American man goes if he can beat Jay Thornton's score from the first event in the Visa American Cup Series. We have controversy in the women's competition already. Elfie, explain.
Well, what happened with Alana Slater is in this competition, you clearly have to do 2 different vaults. You can see the different numbers. The 2406 was her first vault and 2509 her second vault. The second vault she was hoping would gain her 3/10 higher. What she needed to do in order to get that was keep her body in a stretched, laid out position. But as you can see, they were exactly the same.
So by rule, her score should have been in the 8s.
Definitely. I mean, when she does the same vault, that rule comes into play, and it's a deduction.
Over to the men's competition now. Things are very close. Roethlisberger and McCready side by side in 5th and 6th position. Obviously, that is something they want to improve on. And this is Marian Dragulescu of Romania. 19, soon to be 20. On the floor exercise, he received a 9.45.
He's got some really great events. This is one of his medium events. He's a tumbler and a vaulter.
Yeah, he says this one is very nerve-wracking. He said kind of like that women's balance beam.
And I would guess, Tim, if you asked the Romanian men about one strong emotion, they'd say yes. We're sick and tired of the Romanian women getting all the attention.
You know, I ask it every single time, and I never get the real answer because they never say that, but you can kind of see it in their eyes. Very good gymnast, though. Little bit of a hurry up on that end there. But he's a tough kid. He's an up-and-coming athlete. First day of the World Championships, he was 10th in the all-around. Didn't finish that well, but definitely an athlete that's going to really shock you. We'll see him a little bit later on vaulting, and it is just remarkable the power he has in his body.
score of 9.425. That should keep Marianne Dragulescu up near the top. It's time now for Belarus and Dmitry Kasparovich. And Belarus is a player in this sport. They were a bronze medalist at the World Championships recently, 1999. They were a silver medalist in 1997. Kasparavich's score, a 9.387 on the floor exercise.
This was the one apparatus, however, Al, that he did not perform on at the 99 World Championships for his team.
But he can certainly hang on this event, no question about it. But a little bit off right there. Hope I didn't jinx him. Had to kind of abort that move before it was finished. These guys, they train hard, tells me they work out 3 times a day, 6 days a week. They get a break on Sunday. They only have to go into the gym once. Just the dismount hits his legs a little bit. That'll be a couple tenths. That's not going to take him out of the race, but it's certainly, he's not going to get a big score on this event. See the slight knee bend there, and he brushes his leg on the horse. Cost him a little bit.
Kasparovich, wearing the colors of Belarus, gets an 8.925. That's a big hit on pommel horse. Now, the 2 Americans here today, John McCready and John Roethlisberger, spent a lot of time training in Minnesota, but McCready is headed in the wrong direction. In 1997, he was 4th in the U.S. Nationals. In 1999, he was 10th, and you want to peak again for the Olympic year.
Well, he also had some shoulder surgery and was feeling a little bit stale, was out at the Olympic Training Center and decided that he just needed to jumpstart his career again. Has been very good friends and teammates with John Roethlisberger, decided to travel up to the University of Minnesota and get a fresh start. And this is an event that John will be very happy when it's over. Struggles at times on the pommel horse. This dismount, oh, little bit shy of the handstand. You see the bent arm, and like I said, he's just happy this one's over. Not a great set, but it could have been a little worse.
And Tasha Schweikert comes from Las Vegas, Nevada. She's only 15. In the first event of the Visa American Cup Series, she showed flashes of being something very special.
And we'll see it right here. Watch the beautiful stretch position in the air. Awesome.
Close the round up. Close it so you can get open.
That was the type of body position, the stretched, laid-out position that Alana Slater was trying to perform on her second vault, which she, of course, didn't get to.
They posted John McCready's score. It's a 9.275. He's probably thrilled with that.
Yeah, he should be.
So this first vault was valued out of a 9.8. That was her most difficult vault. Now it drops down to a 9.6 valued vault.
But this is very complicated.
She had some problems in practice landing that particular vault. It's a blind landing.
Down the road, that's going to work, but right now it's...
still had good distance, just a bad landing, a little loose on your legs, but otherwise, it was still a nice high vault.
Now remember, Tasha is competing against Elise Ray for the top American position here today to advance to the American Cup.
So it's a Yurchenko-style position with a half twist onto the horse and a front summy off the horse, a very low landing, as you heard from her coach, Cassie Rice.
And Tasha Schweikert's going to get a 9.325. She's only hundredths of a point behind Elise Ray. Good start. That's Elise Ray's Good Luck Cookie Monster Beanie Baby. Whatever. We'll see if it works next.
We need a car.
A minivan.